I'm a very logical person, ma'am. I'm a disabled veteran. I served honorably. I served honorably.
Okay.
And this is what my country is doing to me, to silence me for what they're doing. It is not like there isn't a laundry list of things that the VA have been caught for, have done, corruption, stealing money, you name it, they're doing it. Right now, I'm receiving a prescription for a topical pain medication. It's called lidocaine. It's not a narcotic, nothing like that. The tube that I should be getting in aluminum is like 30 ml, and then they give me a 20 ml version in a packaging that's designed for the ER. That is almost, I think, I don't have the math in front of me, but I think it's close to 200% more expensive than that, than the one I should be getting. And over a year, I've been trying to get them to give me the right one, even though I was able to get it from the VA in Louisiana, able to get it from the VA in Colorado, right? Even though I was able to do those things, over here, for some reason, in Illinois, they can't do it. And they have actually been fighting me on that. I don't know, but if you're a taxpayer, I'm fairly certain that them throwing tons of your money in the trash can is not acceptable. I filed another report with I filed a report with the VA OIG again last night, which I have done several times over the years about this abuse, and they have decided, I need to find my recording, but they told me over the phone that they decided not to investigate it because they didn't think it had merit. Right? So last night, I have the confession. Dr. Stephanie Erickson at the Ileana Healthcare System, instead of doing what she was supposed to do in the beginning, requested by my congressman, who is now also not helping me, and all they're doing is they keep sending stuff to me to manipulate me. They've been gaslighting me. You're familiar with the term gaslighting, correct?
Right, yes.
Okay. They've been gaslighting me for 9 years, trying to convince me that there was something wrong with me instead of something that they did to me. And I don't understand why doctors in Louisiana and doctors in Illinois are working so hard to cover up something they had nothing to do with. They're trying to cover up something that a doctor did, well, actually a couple doctors did, in Denver, Colorado, right? So I can only be left to believe that the doctors over there are communicating with the doctors over here and in Louisiana when I was there to help keep covering it up. Because when Dr. Smith called me, he started trying to convince me that I needed to be saved from myself that day. But if you examine the paperwork from that day, and I have an official copy of that from the VA after it happened, it says that I had to be detained against my will. It says that I signed under duress, which I did because I wrote against my will next to it with 3 exclamation points. And then it also says that I stayed voluntarily. I was there voluntarily. I don't know what reality where all 3 of those things can be true at the exact same time. You guys are being used as pawns to threaten me. Now, I posted something.
Well, I'm definitely not calling to threaten you, sir.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying you
so,
are being used as a pawn.
Yeah.
You're being used as a pawn. That's what I'm telling you.
Well, that's definitely your perspective, and you're definitely welcome to, have your own opinion.
No, it's
about
true. It's not. It's 9 years of it.
Pawns or not, and I can respect that. Whenever there's any statements that are made as far as, oh, I'm not going to kill myself, or I'm not, anything that has to do with bullets or firearms, then they do have us, the Veterans Crisis Line, get involved to follow up, to check on the veteran, to make sure that he is safe or she is safe, and we can connect you with your social worker, or we can connect you with resources, or even legal aid.
Well, okay,
right?
social. So let's have the social. Let's have that social worker.
Military, as my father is a veteran, as my husband is a veteran. So if you feel like the VA has done something wrong to you, then by all means you have the right to an attorney and the right to advocate for yourself.
Okay, I want to explain that to you. I want to explain something to you about that, right? So, in order to get legal help in this country for abuse like that with the VA, you have to get an attorney who's willing to do it on contingent, right? Because you're a disabled veteran, naturally you don't have tens of thousands of dollars to give to an attorney to fight a battle that they're already telling you the VA is going to deny to the end of the earth. Because that's how legal things happen in this country, right? It's not, justice is not justice. It's whoever has more money to throw at the problem, right? So that's the situation I'm in right now. So I'm going to start drafting up my lawsuit. They have pissed me off sufficiently now. They have no idea that they're messing with the wrong person, and they think I've been bluffing. So I started sending them links to the videos because they kept telling me that there was no way that I could record them in my appointments over the internet. Well, you know what? One of Jason's jobs was electronics, programming. I don't think I forgot any of that stuff. Do you? I mean, I can still write code. Do you think I forgot anything? I know more about computers than them, and they're going to proceed to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. In Colorado, instead of doing any research at all to find out if the things I was telling them were true, like me working on electronic guided missile systems in the military, being a combat lifesaver, nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare, NCOIC, and that I worked for multiple engineering and R&D companies after I got out of the military, they heard delusions of grandeur, delusions of grandeur, delusions of grandeur. He's making stuff up. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not in his right mind. Well, when they put me in the hospital, I called my sister to tell her what they did to me, because she was in Louisiana. She said, I don't hear anything wrong with you. You're just talking like yourself. I said, could you please call them and tell them that? So she calls them, and the doctor told her, too bad, we put him on a court order. There's nothing you can do. She called me back to tell me that. Right? So it took me 7 days to find a doctor in the mental health hold to sit them down and have a conversation with them. That doctor said, we made a mistake and you can go home. All the paperwork has been lost. You don't have to worry about anything. Well, guess what? It wasn't lost. They faxed it over to the courthouse and I lost my gun rights. I lost my gun rights. I'm a veteran who served this country and for everything it stands for, and one of those things is the right to bear arms. I was trained to use those in the military safely. I believe it's important for every American to have a gun and to go to the range on a regular basis and train, so that if they are ever in a situation where they need to protect themselves, that they can actually hit the target. Because protection on this planet, I'm sorry, but they require guns. Because the police will tell you that they cannot respond to threats until it's already happened. The sheriff in Louisiana, Lafayette, Louisiana, told me to go buy a gun because the taser I had chosen to purchase was not sufficient for the job. And he told me that if they come to my house, I showed him a video of me being threatened by a contractor. He says, if they come to your house and they're intent on doing you harm, he said, point the gun directly at them and pull the trigger until they drop. Okay, so this gentleman is somebody put in office to protect and serve an entire people, and they come to my house after I report a threat and show them the video of the threat, and then they tell me to go buy a gun because that is the correct way to deal with this situation if I have somebody come to my home to give me harm, because I apparently will have to disable them or kill them before I can call 911 to get somebody over my house to actually do something. Now, I don't know about you, but I have zero desire to ever point a gun at a person. I have zero desire to ever shoot anybody or anything, right? My father took me hunting when I was a kid. I learned really quick that I don't like shooting things and killing it. When I enlisted in the military, I enlisted for technology. I had no idea what I was really in for. I had no idea that the profession I chose in the military, even though it was high tech, and it took me a year to get my training, which is longer than most, I had no idea that I was going to be shooting at targets of people, silhouettes of people, for 4 years. I had no idea what that was going to do to me. I have extreme anxiety when I'm around guns, when I pick up guns, and even sometimes when I watch movies with guns in them, it triggers me because I still see myself trembling down a barrel of a weapon trying to shoot silhouettes of people. I wasn't designed for that. I'm not suicidal because, you know what, I don't like permanent solutions for temporary problems. Right? I'm a very logical...
Have you ever had past thoughts of suicide?
You want to know that I have never had a suicidal ideation or anything of the nature until this last 9 years. It made me wonder, having those thoughts, to understand what they meant, to understand why so many veterans have been killing themselves. Because if the VA doesn't directly kill them, they will indirectly kill them, which happened in Phoenix a couple of months before what happened to me. They were trying to silence me. And this is what they did to me. They killed me on paper, and now they're doing everything in their power to keep goosing me because they're trolling my social media. They're the ones who told you to call me. I know what they're doing. I'm not confused about it.
Who were the ones that told me to call?
I'm fairly certain it's probably somebody in the VA, because they seem to know a lot about.
Oh, no, I'm telling you exactly. The OAWP toll-free hotline, where you stated, because we're transparent about that. As I stated, anytime there's anything made, any statements about firearms, shooting someone, or anything like that, even if it's indirectly or you're saying that you don't want to do it, then we come in to basically check in and to also provide you with mental health support and resources.
Okay, so
this is from the, and I'm going to tell you exactly.